Hello, everybody. My name is Olga and I'm a third-year communication student at the Han University of Applied Sciences. Today, I'm going to be your host for this session and, in general, the online talk show. Okay, so today we're talking about 10 reasons to study at Han. And I'm not alone here. I have two lovely guests. Could you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi, everyone. I'm Matilde. I'm from Portugal, and I'm a second-year communication student.
Hi everyone, I'm Jay, I'm from England and I'm a fourth-year chemistry student.
Great. So yeah, today we're just going to talk about our experience of studying at this university, what we like, and what are those reasons that we have to study here. So let's just start right away. Jay, what is your first reason?
My first and biggest reason is the practical side of the education. I do chemistry, so I spend a lot of time in the lab. And I would say about 50% of the time we spend doing practical activities, which I think is really important for your development, I suppose. And I think it's also the fun part, right? I don't know, you obviously study communication, which is a bit different, don't know much about it. But for me, it's the more interesting part of the course, and there's a lot of it, which I think is really great.
Yeah, I agree. I also think that's like the main reason I also came here is just it's so practical, and even if you have a bit of theory, which you need to, it's mainly just projects and working with actual companies, so you also do some networking and everything. So yeah, it's a very hands-on learning.
Definitely, yeah. Okay, and yeah, speaking about the chemistry, what about the facilities there?
Yeah, well, obviously this was my first experience coming here in the first year of what a proper lab may look like, so I didn't have any reference. But I'm currently doing my internship at the Rijksmuseum in art analysis and conservation. So I've now seen what other labs look like. So this has kind of given me insight actually to looking back at the Han labs, how great they really are and how much facility they do really have. And I think they do really have a lot of analytical techniques which will really prepare you for the workplace. There's only a few special techniques which I haven't seen before. So I think the facilities are really, really great actually.
Perfect. Yeah, and I think for our program for the communication, I can say that we have a lot of facilities for that as well, such as, for instance, podcast studio, which is a new thing here. And yeah, I've already worked there myself. We needed to record a podcast, and that was pretty great. Just imagine having all of the professional equipment you might need to record your own podcast, to even have guests there, just all the headphones and microphones and sets, and just, yeah. I really love that.
I have to use it this year, and I'm actually really excited because I also didn't know about it until recently. And yeah, it looks really cool. The whole studio they set up and everything, and just overall the whole vibe here is just you have spaces for everything. Like if you need a group work or if you need to be in a room where you might want to like train a PowerPoint presentation, you can't have any sound going on. You have spaces for everything, and it's super cozy and super like. I feel a bit like at home here. It's a nice space to be in, even if you're working. Yeah.
Yeah, but also going on from that, I mean, I study chemistry, but I went to in my second year, I went to one of the other buildings, and they have like music rooms that you can just use. I don't know about here, because obviously I'm studying in Nijmegen, but you could just use the drums and like jam out, and like you can like rent it, like hire it out with your friends, even if they don't study at the Han and all this like. That is just quite a cool idea, which I didn't even know existed until my second year. But things like that I think are really great about the Han.
It's all about making you comfortable.
Yeah,
here
exactly.
And everything. Like I would go to class and my teachers were just rocking out, having some rock music until everyone gets to the class. It would be so nice.
Yeah, it's really great, definitely. And I think for me personally, what I like about Han is that you have this international atmosphere, that I met so many people from so many different cultures and countries, and yeah, it's been an amazing experience. And I think you remember, Matilde, about the course that we had in the first year with the intercultural communication. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that really helped me because you're aware you're going to be in an international environment, but only when you get here realize what actually is working with international people, because everyone has like different work ethics and different ways of communicate. And some people it's just normal to not talk a lot. Some people it's normal to be loud, and you kind of really learn the science behind it and how to deal with it and how to work together. Yeah, it's really nice. And it really helped me personally and just professionally.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the international side, I also really agree, is there is so many students, and obviously coming here could be very nerve-wracking, especially at quite a young age, I suppose, moving here from a different country. I can imagine a lot of you people here maybe being a bit stressed about it. But the support and the connection that you have with a lot of students, there's so many people from so many different backgrounds. that I really, it is like a real home vibe, you know. I mean, I haven't been here in the Arnhem campus personally very much, but in Nijmegen there is definitely a real sense of community within our classmates and within the whole campus itself. Everyone's very supportive. They also do a lot of different nights depending, maybe awareness about other people's cultures and thinking about how other people may like tackle tasks, example, in class if you're doing group projects. So I think the awareness around the internalization of the whole school is really great, actually.
Yeah, and also the locations, because I don't go to Nijmegen that much, so I feel like nightlife is better there maybe because you have more places. But I really like Arnhem because it's not super big city, so it's not like overwhelming, but it's not small that you feel like bored or in a village or something. It's really nice, and it has, especially here, because everyone kind of ends up living around the college campus. It's super international, and it has really cool places to just go and chill and have a good time.
Also, I mean, Nijmegen is not so far away from Arnhem, right?
Yeah,
so it's only like it's only like a 10 minutes train, like 15-minute train. But I've chilled in Arnhem a few times. I really like it. Nijmegen is actually one of the oldest cities in the Netherlands. I think the oldest, actually, maybe. Yeah. I think it is the oldest, yeah. And there's a huge river running through, which in the summer you can go swimming. In the winter, if you're daring enough, you can also go swimming. But no, the city itself, I think, is really great. And there's also, it's a big student city, Nijmegen. I think there's 66% students actually living within the city centre. So the whole party vibe, the whole activity vibe, the sports clubs, there's so much, I think, for everyone to do anything, really. Yeah. So I think it's also a really good thing to take into account if you're going to attend the Han,
Yeah. I think that another great thing that I personally noticed at Han is the mental health support. I'm from Russia, so in my country, mental health is not really a thing. So coming here, it was a shocking and a positively shocking thing that, for instance, I was studying during COVID. Those first 2 years, I started studying in February, and then in March, everything shut down. So for me, mental health support from the teachers, the Han team, when they were informing us about when to wear a mask, when to not, and how to, in general, live during this situation, it was really, really important and comforting because, as an international student, you are here for the first time, and then something like that happens, and you don't know how to really deal with that, and you need help. And I feel like Han really provides that here.
No, completely. I mean, talking again of the COVID. Yeah, I think everyone found it quite a challenging time. Everything going online, everything being a bit different. Me personally, I had some struggles about some things like X, Y, and Z. But I was made aware by my tutor about the counsellor. Firstly, I didn't know there was a counsellor, so I thought that was already great. I didn't think there was going to be one. And then, then they really sat down with me and had a real talk about what's going on, and obviously there's a lot of students, and I don't think there's that many counsellors. So she also really looked forwards with me and said, like, maybe I can refer you to this place for therapy if you'd like to do therapy, or what I think you should do, or maybe you need to take a step back and maybe take a bit more time with your studies and not push so hard. Lots of all these factors, and they really talk you through it, and it actually feels really supportive. And I definitely think that the Han has a good idea about being aware of how mental health is really important. Obviously, from the outside, you can't really tell much. Yeah. So I think the support that they can provide is really great.
Even besides the counselors, just overall the support you feel from professors and just the communities that we have, like ISB, the international student. You just feel a lot of like, people know what it's like to go abroad, and it can be scary, and you can, feel a bit homesick and everything. Yeah. So you just feel a lot of support and empathy, and just you feel related, because everyone's been there, everyone's here. So, and even just, we had, like, for example, a Pride dinner, and that's when I realized, like, this is a really supporting place, and people can really feel at home, because it was just everyone there. Some people came from countries that maybe they never felt like they were accepted, and they were just here feeling like, man, like, okay, now I'm free. I can
be like that.
I can be who I am in my college, and they support me, and they're here for me, and that's really nice.
That's definitely a big part of it, and I feel like I can speak for Arnhem that here we have this ISB community, and also we have ISA, which is International Student Association. And I feel like just being surrounded by people who are going through the same thing, and yeah, just from different nationalities, but also students also struggling with all those things that the
Yeah.
typical student
You
does.
never truly feel alone because because everyone's kind of on the same boat, so you're always going to
Exactly.
have some type of support.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, I think that was actually probably the second thing that took me most by shock with how good it is and how aware the teachers are. And I think also your students and your peers. I think everyone's quite, like, once again, coming back to the home thing, but I think everyone kind of looks out for each other quite a lot.
Yeah.
At least they do in my, once again, I'm not part of your guys' study. I don't know. But I feel like that's throughout the whole Han, actually. I mean, only.
Yeah.
Just international community.
Yeah, I think
Definitely.
everyone's looking out for each other. Everyone really supports each other. I think the teachers and the lecturers themselves know, like, something's not going great with a person, they can kind of feel it as well, and they kind of talk to you about it, which I think is really supportive, obviously.
Yeah.
The first stage is at least being open and talking about it, so I think that's great. No, I think it's really, really good.
Yeah, and also the support now for like the professional life, like looking for
Yeah, of
internships
course,
and everything.
yeah.
The teachers are really there for you. Like, I haven't done mine. I know you guys did.
Yeah, I'm
and-
currently doing mine.
But now that I'm looking for one, just the fact that you have teachers that, before being teachers, they were actually, you know, in the area working on the field, so they already have so many contacts. They kind of help you networking and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that really helps out too.
Yeah, the reach they have is,
Yeah,
is
exactly.
humongous. Obviously, it's quite a big thing in internship. You don't really know what you want to do. There's a lot of factors, and having, I think, the professionals like within your study, within my faculty, they have a lot of different backgrounds. So that gave me a great opportunity to actually look into, maybe I wanted to do like a bit more plastic chemistry, polymers, if I wanted to do something a bit different, or do something completely different like I am now, conservation of art. They really gave like an insight of what my possibilities were and already the connections they have, which I think is really, really important, because I do think it's about who you know and at this stage, not what you
Yeah,
know.
of course.
Which is, I think,
Networking is
yeah,
everything.
networking is everything,
Definitely.
exactly. Which I didn't realize before I came here, but but now I do. But no, it's really, really great. The networking reach that you have through your professors is humongous, and the support they provide. They're super happy to let you into their world and like help you connect with people that they maybe were past employers and examples.
Yeah, that's something actually you can really see that. Like, I can really feel all my teachers are really passionate about what they're teaching and what they're doing, which is so nice because it's contagious. Like, you kind of go like, oh, okay, this is so cool.
It is very true.
Yeah.
It is very true.
Yeah, I think that the one thing I have to add to about the internships is that I feel like because Han is very hands-on, when you go do your internship, you already feel more confident than people from like more theoretical background because you've actually done that with your hands. Like I can say anything about chemistry, but but we've done quite a lot of the things that actual communication professionals are doing. So it's like it's really refreshing to know that if you go and do your internship in your third year, then you already know that you're going to be able to do it. You have this confidence. So yeah, I find that really important.
Yeah, that's true. I'm in my second year. I already have like 2 projects with actual companies,
Placements,
and then I have to present to them. Like, people come from the company and we have to present to them, and it was very nerve-wracking.
Yeah, but it's also great because it prepares you for future life, right? This is
exactly.
relative to maybe a huge interview or a huge meeting you maybe have for a later career choice. I think it's great to start this early, actually, because then when the real jump comes, you're ready for it.
Yeah, because I did feel like, do I know enough to be doing this? But it's really nice because you do have guidance all along. So you're working on your project with your group, but you always have a guide there. So your teacher is always there in case you have any questions or anything. So it's
With the
really nice.
internships as well, I don't know about your course, but I have 2 internships in my 4th year. Or you can move it around a bit, but you can choose when you
also
have
have
them.
2
Yeah, you also have
internships.
2. Do you have one that's more like you do your own kind of research type thing, and one which is more of a general one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have that, and I thought that was really, really good design of the course, because you can do a general one to maybe see a field which you like, and then you can do a more specific one, or something which you really want to maybe develop. And I have to do my actual own research, like I have to think of a whole research project myself.
Yeah,
That's
which
cool.
maybe in the first year to you guys at home sounds pretty crazy, but by the 4th year, you definitely have the confidence to do that. It's really good.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like another thing to highlight, since we're speaking about the teachers, for me the big thing was that teachers speak really good English.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like,
That's so true.
I thought that, okay, Netherlands, everyone speaks Dutch, but then I came here and everyone speaks English, and I was just like, okay, thank God. I don't have to stress that much. But yeah, so how was it for you guys, the English level of the teachers?
It's very easy. Just overall, it's very easy to communicate just around
Yeah.
campus, around the Netherlands, I feel like. But
Yeah, no,
the
definitely.
teachers definitely. I don't know if it's a Dutch thing, because most of my teachers are Dutch, but they all speak really good English, and they even correct my grammar and everything.
Yeah. Me being an English speaker, I have the same.
Yeah. So
No, yeah, I
feel
mean,
that.
for me, obviously being quite like a specific subject, chemistry, and in a practical sense, a lot of people worked in laboratories, which are usually international. Some of my professors have been actually working or teaching in England. Actually, most of them, I think. So their level of English is really exceptional, which really helps, for example, if you're writing reports or things about research, because scientific writing is quite different to writing an essay, for example. And their knowledge, their level of English and ability to correct you on what's not even just correct English, but correct scientific English is really good, but that's a very high level of English you have to be able to correct on that level, which I think is really useful, because later in life, once again, I don't think this is the time to make mistakes, right? You don't want to make a mistake and maybe your final research paper or something.
Yeah.
So it's really impressive, actually. I was very pleasantly impressed by how good the English is, and also the support of English. Like they don't correct you in a bad way. It's more in a positive way. Even me being an English speaker, they still correct me, which I think is great, because I think a lot of people could maybe find it a bit more challenging, because my English then was like, oh, I maybe have a really lovely, clean English. But I think it's also great, because then it just keeps me on track, it keeps me focused. And obviously learning is everything. So the more I learn, the better I get.
Yeah. I think another thing from communication studies, tell me if you have the same thing. We have a course that's called PPD, Personal and Professional Development. So it's pretty much you have your mentor, let's call it this way, and this person helps you throughout your whole studies to just monitor your study progress, understand, okay, how you're moving forward, which challenges do you have, which strengths do you have, which weaknesses, and how to use all of that. And I find that extremely important for today's world, because you have to know what you're good at to reach something in life. So yeah, I find this course in particular extremely, extremely helpful.
Yeah, and it's really nice, because you have to have a portfolio, and they make you have goals for the rest of the year. And the rest of the year, you have to kind of do them and then give a feedback and say.
Is it yearly they do this?
Yeah, like
Okay,
you
yeah,
have different assignments for each semester.
Yeah, I think we have the
subject,
same. Do you also write reflection reports? Then yeah. Which
reflection
is also
reports,
great. Yeah. Looking back is also a great way to.
Yeah, and like now, for example, I'm just learning how to give feedback, which sounds so basic, like something that everyone just knows how to do, but it's actually not. And it's something that you realize, especially as we said, like in an intercultural environment, you really have to know how to, give feedback in a way that people will understand that it's constructive criticism and not take it personally, because that can happen. So it's a really nice tool to have, and that they teach you that.
For sure.
Yeah, I think the personal development, obviously we were talking a lot about internships and about how great the mental support is here, but I think the personal development, things like this, like giving feedback, I think is actually quite a hard task. Yeah, especially with the cultural differences and stuff. So I think also the emphasis on you developing also as a person and in your social skills, for example. And for me, once a term we have to present, and as you may know, I probably am quite good and confident in talking English, but a lot of people aren't. And for example, that's I think also quite helpful. Once again, in your personal development as a person, creating confidence with your ability, I think is really important, and they really do focus on that, at least in my course, and I think yours as well.
Yeah, we have to teach ourselves, and that was also a really good thing that I learned about how, like, what selling points do I have about myself, and kind of helping you discover that, like, how can you, because that's also something that I never thought of, but if they tell you, give me a 1-minute elevator pitch now about yourself, you kind of go like, yeah, what can I tell about myself? I don't know if you guys have that too, but
I get what you're saying.
That really helped me out too, especially now looking for internships, which I have to do a lot. So, yeah.
Have you done any interviews yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, how did it go?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm using it so I'm learning. But,
Okay.
Probably one last thing that we haven't talked about is job opportunities during your studies. Matilda,
Yeah.
I know that you have something about that.
Yeah, because that's actually a question I would get a lot from people who are thinking about studying abroad because, you know, it can be a bit more expensive coming to the Netherlands and thinking like, am I able to have a part-time and am I able to find one since it's a Dutch country, so normally people wouldn't speak English like in a cafe or whatever, but I was really surprised to know that it's actually pretty accessible. It's not that hard to find a job. There's a lot of job opportunities for students, first of all, and there's a lot of job opportunity for international students, that too. And there's like organizations even Han showed to me, like international students work in organizations like that just send you, for example, to bars or cafes to be a waitress, and you can speak English, everyone speaks English to you, and you kind of also learn Dutch by doing it, so it's really nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
no,
you definitely have the time for it, I would say.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Then let's just have a quick recap of
Yeah,
what
of
we
course.
just talked about. So, about the reasons. We have 10 of them, or actually we have more, but
I think we have a lot.
we just have the time for 10. First of all, Han is a very international place. There are people from all over the world. You get the chance to meet them. There is the mental health support everywhere on both campuses, Arnhem and Nijmegen. Both locations are great. The facilities are amazing. And student life is really great. And speaking about the development, you have the personal development, such as we talked about with the BPD course. And you also have professional development where you can learn how to get ready for your internship, how to get it, and what other perspectives are there for you. And apart from that, you can also work during your university time, which is great for those students who want to earn some more money for their student life or housing or anything else. And let me see if I missed anything that we've talked about.
The great facilities that there is here.
You want to highlight that?
I'm super impressed by the facilities.
And I think the
impressive.
practical education is one of the key ones, probably.
Yeah.
Practical education, small classes, so you have focused education.